What's up, y'all?
Hey, Jordan. Thanks for a couple of minutes of your time. We will begin with Greg Barnes.
Hey, Jordan, thanks for joining us. When you've got an offensive line that has been together for so long, what are you guys working on as a group to get better at heading into this season?
I don't think you can ever have too much communication, especially at the O-line position. A big thing Coach Searle says is he needs 5 guys to do the right thing every time. And if sometimes you can notice it at the other positions, but if one guy messes up, like it's not really noticed. But if one guy messes up on the O-line, it's definitely noticed and it affects the whole play. So communication is a big key. And then thing we're really starting to get into, especially in our 3rd year with the coaching staff, is just finishing and being the most cohesive and dominant group on the field.
And at your position, obviously, excuse me, Awesome's on the other side, but with some of the backup guys that are battling for playing time, who has really stepped up, in your opinion, this offseason to kind of give you some more options over there?
The biggest standout to me is definitely William Barnes. He has brought a different energy, and I know y'all have seen that too. So I know if the media is talking about it, like we're obviously talking about it in the line room, the coaching staff sees it. I think he's really bought in this past year and a half, especially with what we did last year going to the Orange Bowl. I think he definitely saw like he doesn't just want to be a part of the field goal team. He wants to be a part of the rotation, and I'm 100% for that. And he's like a little brother to me. He's my roommate. He's definitely stepped it up a notch, and I can't wait to see what he does still throughout camp and what he's going to put on the field during the season.
Since you're his roommate, what have you seen on a personal level change for him, if anything?
I would say he's taken his plays a little bit more serious. I know when we first got here with the old coaching staff, it was a little rough for him. Sometimes you got to teach people football, especially for some people it's easy, for some people it's different. Like you kind of had to teach him football and like the different positions, and he definitely over this past year has cracked down in the weight room and in the position meeting rooms. Like when it comes to coaches asking him questions, he can answer them like that. We don't really need to help him on anything. It's more him helping the young guys, if anything, which shows a really big improvement.
Great, thank you.
Yeah, no doubt.
All right, back over to Ross.
Hey, Jordan, storylines that you're having all 5 starters back, in addition to everybody else on the offensive line. But how can this group be better? I mean, what kind of things are you trying to take to the next level to build on last year's success?
Yeah, I think any O-line wants to cut down on sacks. We try to keep a goal of 20 or less this season. But in my opinion, like there shouldn't be Sam shouldn't be touched. We have the best QB in America in football. Like Sam should not be touched. And I think that's one thing that we're really trying to harp on. We did in the offseason, in the weight room, everybody got stronger in hopes to protect Sam because he's a special QB. He's been here 3 years in this program now, and like everyone sees what he can do. So if we take that extra step to get stronger, faster, smarter, and talk to each other more, there's no reason why he shouldn't win a Heisman and we can't win a Joe Moore.
Anything else beyond that? I mean, is there anything more fine tuning on certain things that you think you can just kind of get better at?
Yeah, I definitely think I would say finishing in run blocks, really moving first level to second level a little bit better. We had 2 incredible backs last year who kind of made it a little bit easier for us. And I think with the new backs coming in and THI coming in, I think we're going to have to carry the load a little bit more when it comes to really making a difference in the line of scrimmage. And then widening out the pocket and keeping pressure off the inside. Blitz pickups, we struggled with cross dog a little bit last year, and I think that's been a big thing we've been working on this entire offseason and in camp, and we got it down now.
Great, thanks, Jordan.
Yeah, no doubt.
Andrew Jones, go ahead.
Hey, Jordan, since you know William so well, I'm going to go back and ask you a William Barnes question. How cool is it to kind of see a guy stick it out like he has? He played a lot early and then had a variety of issues. Stick it out when so many guys are leaving and finding a new home, thinking that that's going to work. But he found the solution there in Chapel Hill, and as you guys are saying, is starting to make it work for himself.
Yeah, I mean, it's honestly crazy to see because he had more reps than me when he first got here. Like he was starting before I was even thought of in the rotation really, and like just to see where he came from getting a new coaching staff to us having a whole new front five and him not really being seen as someone they can rely on to someone that they love seeing go to work and love seeing what he can put on film. Like we have this thing called Joe War Award plays that we put on during camp. Joe Moore plays that we're trying to put on camp, like finishing, and he's on there every day, if not every other day. And it makes me smile to see him stick it out, because I know the transfer portal is a big thing now, and especially playing early and then not being able to play like 2 some years and still sticking it out to where you're now in the rotation. I think it just shows that he's got a lot of heart, a lot of effort. And I personally think he made the right decision staying, because the coaches can't stop talking about him now, and neither can we.
We talked to Austin the other day, and he was telling us how the areas that he's improved. And he said one of the things is that everything's just kind of slowed down for him. He just feels like he's totally caught up with everything. What have you seen from him when you've had opportunities to watch him, not just on the field, but how he goes about film room and everything else now that he's had a full year as a starter under his belt?
You're talking about Austin Richards, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I think he started off real quiet. He talks a lot more now. He's got one of the strongest upper bodies on the O-line. Like, he's really getting into his punch, his footwork, his athletic. Like, he's probably the best O-line on the best athlete on the starting 5 right now. And I think he's really started to see that. He attacked the weight room like no other this offseason, this summer, finishing first in runs. Like, he's fast, he's strong, smart, incredibly intelligent. Like, he can be dominant when he wants to be. And I think he's starting to see those steps in pass protection, starting from individual to pass protection, bringing it to team. And I think that's really what you got to do. And having that year as a full-time starter, I think it really helped him grow and see that it's going to take all 5 of us to do it, but you gotta be a dog in yourself too. And he's growing into that.
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. CL Brown, go ahead.
Hey, Jordan. You guys, depth has been a major area of improvement on the O-line, and I was just curious for the starters, when you end up having to work somebody else in to the lineup, what steps do you take to make sure that the continuity is still there? Like, is there like a number one thing? You mentioned communication earlier, so that might be the answer, but is there one thing in particular that you guys focus on when somebody, one of the reserves comes in with the starters?
Yeah, I think a big thing, Coach Searles, like I said before, is communication. If all 5 guys are on the same page, even if it's not the right call, at least we look like we're together. And that's as long as we're all on the same pace, like something's going to happen. It could be, there's positives and negatives, but if all 5 guys are on the same level, communicating wise, getting the play, getting the right call, getting the right mic, getting the right blitz, it 9 times out of 10 is going to turn out good. As long as you bring your technique and you know what to do, you're going to be all right. But the communication is probably the biggest impact that has on reserves coming in. Like, if Barnes comes in for me during team and is with Marcus is at right guard still, they still got to have the same communication as if me and Marcus were in there.
And this is a not serious question I have for you, but I noticed that it always seemed like last year in a rushing touchdown that you were the person to lift up, Javonte or Michael in the air, like literally almost like a baby. How did that start? And is that something that you see yourself continuing with the guys this year?
I mean, I kind of got used to it growing up. I was very blessed to come from a team that won a lot of games, scored a lot of touchdowns, broke a lot of records. So it's nothing new to me to try and be the first offensive lineman down there to lift up the QB, lift up the running back, just because I know that they know that we paved the way for them in some type of way. And to see the smile on their face right before they jump, it's awesome. And honestly, my goal is to throw them up as high as I can, because like, I know the Military Bowl, I got Sam pretty high. I know Georgia Tech, I got Mike pretty high one time. Daz at Pitt, I basically threw him. It's a great feeling to see them run, and after they score a touchdown, the first thing they want to see is Jordan. Try and throw him up in the air and celebrate, because I know I got to go right back to field goal. Even though I'm gonna be tired, I'm gonna sprint down there, celebrate with my guys, throw them up in the air, then dap them up on the sideline.
Great. I appreciate it, man.
Yeah. I think you're on mute, Mark.
I got
I
you,
knew I
Mark.
was gonna do that. Yep. Sorry, Greg Barnes, go ahead.
Yeah, that's good quality research by CL, by the way. I like that. You've seen a lot of different defensive lines in training camp over the years. How is this one different?
They reload like no other. I mean, there's really no drop off from, we go blue, white, gray. So blues being the first, grays being the third team, really. There's no drop off on the D line at all, especially at the, I mean, I don't even want to say especially at the exterior positions like the outside linebackers and DNs, because our interior D line reloads just as good with Keyshawn and Ritzy coming in, Jaleel, KJ Bentley Jones, and then Ruck, Des Evans, Taman, Hop. Obviously, like it's crazy. It's every one-on-one rep. Is going to be a battle, and it's going to get each other better. And that's how you got to look at it. It's a really good feeling to have a D line like this, especially knowing that other teams are going to have to face them in the fall, because they bring it every single day. They bring it. They're probably the position groups that brings it the most every single day. Them and the linebackers, and like I'm excited to see what they're going to put on tape in the fall, because they go after it, all of them.
Great. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
All right, Jordan, thanks a lot for your time.
Yep. Thank y'all. Have a good day.